What's up, guys and gals? Welcome back to the Nerd Castle for the next episode of The Long Dark. That last, actually, I said I was going to walk back to base in between episodes, but oh my god, it took a lot longer than expected. I am out here. Like, well, you can go down that road a long, long way. I didn't realize how far out it went, and in fact, I'm a little bit disoriented right now. I'm thinking I'm still going the right way, though. I mean, I think we just got out further than I thought we got out, and so it should be alright. The fog bank is obviously definitely not helping at the moment, making the whole thing feel like I'm following some road through Silent Hill, and hopefully... It's weird that the fog just stayed here all day. Normally, that's a very, very odd thing for fog to do. Fog typically burns off about halfway through the day, but I think our house is right up here. It took way longer to get over here than I thought it would. It took forever. And so we're going to have to plan accordingly once we get back to our base, because the thing I want to do is go back to the mine and make sure that we are properly making use of that area. I had to red mist another wolf over here. I had to give him the ocean spray. And so anyways, he should be dead in the middle of the road. I didn't harvest him or anything like that because we're pretty much out of strength. I got irritated with how long the walk was, and so I started sprinting, and that just made it worse. But it was a long walk. Seriously, I had my timer running the whole time. It took me almost 11 minutes to walk all the way back over here. It took a while. Oh, good, there's another one over there, too. Just what I feel like doing right now. Well... I'm going to try and keep line of sight suspects so that he can't mess with me. Because wolves are always messing with me, giving me wedgies, shoving me in my locker. They're just the dicks of the wasteland. I'll tell you that much right now. They are not fun to be around. They are almost entirely unpleasant. It's ever since I wiped out the bear, too. That's the problem, is I killed the only thing that'll mess with them. Although I don't think a bear would mess with wolves either. If they were in like a full pack, I think they would just both avoid each other. It's like a zero-sum game for both sides. Like, the wolves would probably win in the end, maybe. Depending on the type of bear. If it was a grizzly, the grizzly's going to win. Grizzlies are some of the meanest, most angry animals I've ever seen in my life. Grizzlies are gnarly. The only thing I would conceivably put up against a grizzly is a very large boar, maybe. But even then, the grizzly's going to kill it eventually, but I'm talking about like damage dealt. I think the boar would do a lot of damage, though, before it went down. Boars are almost impossible to kill. Those things are ridiculous. They stay kicking like no matter what you do to them. Alright, so we got a bunch of supplies over here. I've got to unload everything for the wood pile. We don't have... What in the hell just happened? I hate it when it does that with my inventory. It's obnoxious. I think it's a bug, I'm pretty sure, but I'm not exactly sure. It wasn't in the last revision of the game that I played, but it's currently in this one. And so anyways, we're going to drop that over here. We definitely need to get the maple sapling moving. I also needed to check the workbench and make sure it wasn't a maple sapling that we needed in order to make a bow. If it's the maple sapling and we're good, I think I feel okay about this. Oh, it is a maple sapling. Okay, so that'll be cool. We can make the survival bow pretty soon. We only have like 4 arrows, so I don't know how useful that's going to be. Oh, they're black bears? I kind of feel like an asshole now, because black bears really don't bother anybody. Black bears are just like big dogs. They're terrified of humans. Most of the time, they'll run away when they see you. I don't think I've ever seen a black bear hold its ground before, unless it was like breeding season and they had like babies with them. Probably throw some of this extra stuff inside this drawer so that I know where it's at. Actually, I've already got a crafting drawer over here, so I might as well leave that for what it's for. It's another day of me sorting things out inside my inventory. Books, you go over here. That's where you go, books, before I give you dirty looks and then throw you in the brook. I've got that over there, because Brooke loves a good book inside of her. Let's see here. We've got that over there. What are we talking about with Brooke? I got your attention, didn't I? Somebody's like, wait, what about Brooke? I'm going to rewind the video and shit. I probably won't ever use that lantern ever again. Actually, we've got enough arrow. We only have 1 arrowhead. That's weird. Where did all my arrowheads go? Did I turn them into arrows already? I may have already made the arrows. It's possible. Yeah, I made a couple of arrows before I left the last place, I think. It'd be nice if we could find a couple more arrowheads. I think you can make them out of scrap metal at a forge in the next map, but it's a long walk to accomplish something simple. I won't be doing any sewing anytime soon. Probably won't be prying. It's hard to tell. We're going into a mine. There might be like a little locker area or something like that. I don't know. Get rid of the newsprint. And then we have like 1.5 kilos of... God. Alright, well... Let's use this as our next area. We got 17 of those. Transfer all of those because I definitely won't be needing them anytime soon. Get the rose hips in there. And aside from that, we actually don't have that much stuff to sort. because I didn't bring that much back with me. I think I'm gonna go buy like... Oh, well, that's fine. I mean, those are heavy, but we can drop them. I wanted to craft a couple more old man's beard band-aids, too, before I went anywhere. Takes 15 minutes to make one of these. Does old man's beard actually disinfect things? I was completely unaware. I had no idea that that worked like that. Oh, it takes 3 of them. Okay, I thought it took 1 for 1. Well, then, I don't care anymore, and that makes me sad. We'll put the old man's beard in here. The old man's beard in here. Where the hell is it? There it is. Old man's beard ducking around corners and shit, making me feel foolish. I don't think I'm going to need flares anytime soon. I've got plenty of guns, and so I'll probably just shoot things in the face if they bother me. I think, much aside from that, I definitely don't need a second can opener. We've got accelerant that I don't think that I need either. But the accelerant, I'll probably just drop that on the floor, and we'll keep it next to our fire barrel for later. Just in case shit gets real. And so you go on the floor, good sir. Got 25 liter, or 0.25 liters left in there. I think I've got a little bit more in the cabinet, too, before we go back to the mine. Like, I think I just have, like, a very small amount. It's got 0.45 meter. Oh, okay, it's got 0.45 liters inside of it. Did I say meters just a second ago? God, I am addled right now. Brain is not working the way that it's supposed to be working. It is definitely on holiday. Click U, and then get a little bit of water into our system. Pretty exhausted at the moment, so going to sleep is probably a good plan. We burned through a lot of calories running around, too. I don't really care about it because, you know, we got so many supplies. Who really cares about minor stuff like that? But we'll get started with some rest. Tomorrow we'll eat a couple of steaks, hopefully keep them from going bad. I haven't checked the cabinet where we put the other steaks a couple of days ago, but I'm hoping those are still good, too. I don't want to have rotten steaks inside my inventory. I'll probably bring some water. We need a bedroll, too. I need to figure out a sleeping plan just in case we need to sleep in the mine. And it looks as though I didn't... I know I would have brought a bedroll with me, though. That's the really weird part, is that I know I brought a bedroll with me when I was traveling in between the 2 locations. And so it seems very odd to me that I don't have one right now. It's throwing me off. I must have stashed it somewhere, but where I stashed it, maybe it's in the cabinet. I'll take a look in just a minute. Got that. Everything's looking good. The pry bars, we got way too many painkillers, so... Trying to find the bed in the darkness. The pain in the ass. I'm like, where did you go, bed? The bed's like, no bed's here. Enjoy sleeping on the floor, ass. And I'm like, no! Please allow me to exploit you for your wondrous structure and ability to support my body. Oh, there's a bedroll right there. Is it any good? No, it's messed up. What about my bedroll? My bedroll, I know for a fact, is better. And I'll probably repair it before we go, too, just in case we get caught out in the open. I will take you... And how much does it take to repair a bedroll? Takes 2, and we've got a 100% chance of success. Cool. Go for it. Get that thing done. That is going to hurt our fatigue a tiny bit, though. Yeah, our fatigue took a little bit of a whomping right there. I'm going to grab myself some more water. I need to supply as though we aren't coming back for a while. The problem is that I need carrying capacity, though, and we're carrying around so much random stuff that it becomes difficult. I'm only going to bring 1 Band-Aid with me. I got a gun, and if I get bit by anything, I'd be surprised. I probably won't need a hatchet. Well, I might. I got enough fuel to last on the lantern for a while. I might need to make a fire. I might also need to make coffee, so I'm going to keep those with me. I think we got this down to its bare essentials, though. I mean, there's only a couple things that I can eliminate weight with. The problem here is that our clothes weigh so much. Our clothes are using up a tremendous amount of our carrying capacity. So actually, if I've got these right, I don't actually need these 2 together. So I'll probably just dump these 2 little guys in here. And there's a tiny bit more weight. I mean, an extra 0.7's nice. Alright, and so things I want to bring on this adventure. Couple liters of water. That gives me 2.24. That's good enough. That'll work. As far as food is concerned, I'm going to bring some of the stuff that has a chance of rotting. That's roughly 3 days worth of food. I'm sorry, that's roughly 2 days worth of food. We've got the bedroll correct. Okay, so we've got the bedroll, we've got the fuel. It's time for an adventure, everybody. Let's get out and in here. We're curing that stick right now, so hopefully that thing will be ready to go and we can make ourselves our first bow. So that once we run out of bullets, we won't have to lean on that quite so heavily anymore. But right now, we got a blizzard rolling in, but we should be alright. Even without cover, I think we'll be good. Got a bit of a walk in front of us. Luckily, I haven't picked through. I thought I heard a wolf for a second. They're always like popping up. I'm like, gotcha. Hey, did you see me over here? I'm up in the tree. Like, they're always hiding from me. It's not okay. Nature is a scary place. That's what I've learned from all this. Nature is a horrifying place. And you never quite know what's going to go wrong with it. Now, the nice thing about staying in a cave is the cave is actually a pretty decent idea for survival. The reason being is that temperatures are normalized inside of caves. And so I think it's somewhere like 65 degrees. So as long as you have semi-warm clothes or like a sleeping bag, you should be fine inside of a cave. Winter or summer or spring, it doesn't really matter the season. The cave's going to be, it's going to have to be deep enough for you to get down inside of. And that temperature doesn't normalize until you get pretty far down into the mountain. But as it stands right now, the mine, provided it has a door that's insulated and whatnot, might not be a terrible idea for a kind of stop-off base, I guess. I mean, we've got all kinds of stuff going on, so obviously I'm not trying to make any more bases right now. I think we've got one on that side, one on that side. If I go all the way out over there, I might make one on that side too, so that I can just operate out of a central location. And anything that's found around that central location, we just bring back to the stockpile there, so that no matter where we are, we know we can bed down and we can actually, hey, my footprints are still here from yesterday. That's kind of cool. I didn't realize the game saved those that long. It's been snowing, so I figured they'd fill in. I've only been a part of like one blizzard my entire life. It was pretty crazy, though. I didn't grow up somewhere with snow, like I've always said in these series. So there's no snow ever where I live. And so I was in a blizzard one time. My family went to Truckee and stayed there. I've talked to you about the fact that my dad had a business associate who would trade him time at his, like, cabin type deal that he owned up there in exchange for, like, little odd jobs my dad would do in his free time. Because sometimes he would have a slow season. And so that's how my dad used to parlay vacations out of his work. He'd be like, well, my buddy said we can go up to the cabin for a week or two if I do this thing over here. And so that's what he would do. Way, way cheaper. Anybody that's got kids will tell you that it's way cheaper than paying for hotels and stuff if you got a place where they'll just like let you be there and you just bring your own food and supplies and whatnot. Wolf carcass is frozen. I'll get it on the way back, although the meat's going to go bad. We don't need the meat. We do, however, need the hides. Maybe I'll take the hides now and I'll drop them off at this side base over here. Oh, that's not what I wanted to use. The hatchet is the wrong object. There we go. Got a limited amount of time right now. So I'm trying to play things very, very carefully. I don't really need the meat, so I'm not going to worry about it. It looks like we got a pretty good snowbank coming in. It's possible that it might get nastier over here before it gets better. I'll probably drop the hides off, I don't know, over here somewhere. I don't want to carry them with me. It seems like a waste of time. This is not... The walk back to the mine shouldn't be too bad. I think we should be able to get over there before the end of the episode. But for right now, let me decide what I'm going to do with these wolf hides. Sorry about that. Random interruptions in life. There's one thing I can guarantee you as a YouTuber. It's that you will be interrupted frequently by random things. And it's never anything like super important. It's always just like random-ish. I could probably drop off the wolf hides over here in this house. I see no problem with that. This could also work as a fallback location. The log sort. Man. That job would be... Your job is just to sort logs all day long. This is a pretty nice house. I'm going to ruin it by putting bloody hides all over the floor. And also some guts. There it is. They said this house didn't have the guts to make it. Now, that can be literally not the case. I'm going to eat some of that food real fast. There it is. Keep those calories on up and climbing. Not going to focus on water or anything like that right now. Just trying to make my way up the side of the mountain. You know, I realized it was Thanksgiving like the day before it was Thanksgiving. My family called and they were like, yeah, are you coming down? And I was like, for Thanksgiving? And they were like, yeah. And I was like, yeah, it's not for like a couple of weeks though, isn't it? And they're like, it's tomorrow. And I was like, what? How did this happen? What has gone wrong with my life? Or my ability to tell time and also figure out... It's just because, like, I'm so busy all the time. That's really 100% what it comes down to, is when you're busy, time flies. This entire year has just, like, vanished for me. It's also, as you get older, time goes by faster, too, I think. Like, when I was 15, it felt like a year took forever. Now that I'm, like, 30, a year goes by very, very rapidly. Unfortunately fast. Like, by the time it was 2015, it was 2016. I was like, oh, that was weird. So what happened in 2015? I gotta, like, write it down and stuff. I gotta keep, like, a journal or something just to keep track. Up the hill we go. Every now and again, I'm just tempted to fire rounds into the air like this is a first-person shooter from, like, any other genre. Just, like, fire rounds because you know you're gonna get more after you respawn and you just don't care. It's like, ah! Brrr. So this game needs LMG hunting of wolves. You can, like, plant it on a rock up here and just be like, da-da-da-da-da-da-da-da-da-da-da. Wipe out entire fields of enemies. Be like Wolf D-Day up in here. I think this is the place that we already hit. This might actually be a better look. Oh, look at that. There's a crowbar right there. There's a crowbar right there. Named suchly because it's really, really good for hitting crows with. Like, if that bird is bothering you sitting out on the fence post, just like, bah! Like all day, like crows are known to do, you bat that sucker in the face with a crowbar. That's what they used to use them for. And then one day somebody was like, hey, you know, this might be useful for prying something open. And voila. The world changed for the better, I guess, because people weren't running around smacking birds with bars anymore. I smack birds with bars because I go hard and live large and in charge. They call me the Sarge, you know. I figured while I was invoking the bars, I might as well go in on it. Like, what? We going in. We going in. Drop me a beat. Rick Rock, drop me a beat. Oh, God. This is a really, really long walk. I'm getting tired watching my character walk up this hill. I hate it when you gotta walk up a big-ass mountain. It's the worst. Like, what are we doing today? Looks like we're walking up a big-ass mountain so that we could take some measurement on the backside of it. Let's get to work. And it's the worst. The second you look at the mountain, you're like, oh, we gotta be all the way up there. Yep, by 11 o'clock. You're like, oh, shit. Well, it's already 7:30, man. How are we gonna get all the way up by 11? Ah. All right, let's get moving. All of a sudden, you're like free climbing shit, just hanging by one hand, bouldering. You're like, cliffhanger style. You know, I always thought it was kind of amazing that they managed to make a movie about rock climbing. Like, that's actually pretty amazing. If you really think about it, making a movie about rock climbing and keeping people interested, that's a challenge right there, man. That's a challenge. That's not something that necessarily, like, people care about, you know? Rock climbing's cool. Like, I like rock climbing, but a movie about rock climbing a mountain or else bad things are going to happen? Seemed like a stretch to me, even by Hollywood standards. Made it work, though. Cliffhanger was pretty popular. Alright, so I'm only going to take rights for right now. Yep, no lefts, although I will take this right here to mark my way back if we start getting deeper into this place. Pick up random little objects, and then we can kind of breadcrumb trail our way back home. Turning right, looks like we found ourselves a dead end in a cave-in. Poor dead bastard. He's got himself an extra lantern, though. No loot, so he's dead, broke, and a bastard in a cave-in, so I guess we had to add extra adjectives. I suppose we can check down this way. What do you figure our chances of a cave-in are over here? A little bit more coal. Tell you what, if anybody's been naughty this Christmas, I got the shit, Santa. Hit me up. I'll let it go for, I don't know, $10 a gram. $10 a gram of coal. Just hit me up. What you want, what you need, Santa. Is that considered, will that put you on the naughty list? Selling coal to Santa like a drug dealer? Where does Santa get his coal supply from? Because he's got to give coal to a lot of kids. And so, like, he's got to have, like, a central place where he gets it all from. And do they promote, see, I knew there was going to be lockers in here. Do they promote humane working conditions? Or are they just kind of like the evil empire? Because then I think that would put Santa on the naughty list if his supplier is actually not so nice people. Another locker on this side. Work boots. Newsprint roll, a little bit of firewood, some scrap metal. Anything inside this drawer right here? What you got in your drawers, crafting bench? Why don't you come by and show me sometime? There's apparently the bin of coal over here. Got that. This looks like it's going deeper into the mountain. A little bit concerning. Free rifle round. Don't think anybody's going to be discharging any firearms down in here, though. Seemed like a bad plan. So if I wanted to get back up to the surface, we just go this way, right? And then we hang a righty up here. I think so. We should be fine. I'm going to go further down into the mine. I've brought plenty of fuel with me. I've got 2 lanterns. It doesn't matter. We will survive this. We will come back. We will comb this place, and it will be amazing. This looks like it goes deeper down in. We keep going, we're going to find ourselves a Balrog or something attached to our leg with a whip and try and murder us. Only going to take rights again. We'll see where we pop out. It appears as though we've come out. That pillar does not look structurally intact. I'm just saying. That pillar looks like it's made out of poo pebbles. Like, I would prefer for it to be one solid big piece of stone. I don't trust the fact that it's just like all cobbled together. But, I don't know how I feel about that. We're pretty overweight right now, which means we probably aren't going to be carrying much back with us. But, what's up in here? Some rifle rounds over there. I assume that maybe... It doesn't look like it hooks back around from right here. But this is gaining altitude. So maybe we come out on the surface somewhere? That's not necessarily like a reliable way to do this, though. Yeah, I think this is a different exit. Yep, different exit. Turn out the lantern real fast. So this goes back to Pleasant Valley. Or have we been to Pleasant Valley yet? I don't know if we've really been to Pleasant Valley. Huh. Came out topside. We're way up the mountain, though. Well, I suppose we know how to get to the next zone, then. We know how to get to Pleasant Valley now. He's got to go through the mine. I'm sure there's like a direct route as well. But I want to finish up with the mine first and figure it out. So I roughly know how we got back down to the bottom. How's our weight looking? We're thirsty right now. Well, here. Throw some water on down and in. Eat some crackers real quick, too. They make you thirsty. You gotta drink water after you eat crackers. Yeah, it uses up a little bit of your thirst. We're a little bit winded. It looks like we're sitting on about 40 pounds of gear right now, which actually isn't that bad. Could be a lot worse. I'm gonna pick up some of the stuff in here. How's our lantern looking right now? Okay, it's got like 0.75. I could see it on the way by. I clicked on it really fast, but don't worry, I promise. Can I make a fire in here? That would also be helpful. I'm going to continue exploring, though, just to see if I can find out. I don't know if they would actually make this so twisty and curvy and sort of labyrinthine as to throw the player off and make them get lost down in the dungeon. Take the lefts for right now. Got plenty of supply, so I'm not worried about dying or starving or anything down in here. Mostly just want to explore. Oh, that's the loop back right there to get to this spot so we can grab the rifle rounds or whatever.
Best be prepared for anything.
5 rounds in a box. Sounds good to me. I think that puts us up around 20 extra rounds, which means we have like 3 reloads. Quality tools, you definitely want to find a set of those if you're early on in the game. However, because our repair skill is so high, I don't think we're going to need them. I'm going to work my way back to the entrance. My name is Splattercat. Thank you for joining me here at the Nerdcastle for the next episode of The Long Dark. We'll finish checking this place out after we get done. When that's finished, we're going to go back outside. We're going to drop everything off in that little house that we stopped off by. From there, if I need to make water, I'll make water. I'll do whatever we need to do in order to get out there. But I wanted to go off to the right and just see what happens if you follow things around and how far out and into the middle of nowhere you can get. I think carrying 20 bullets and all that kind of stuff around with me is probably going to weigh me down in the long term. So I may think about a little bit of gear management as well. My name is Splattercat. I will see you all later. Check out the Twitch stream. I play this all the time on the Twitch stream, so I'll see you all there. The link should be down below for you. Hi to everybody.